Do you know one of the worst lies you've been told? Have a guess. Try. One of the worst lies you've been told is that you should know what to do by the age of 20. That you should get your life sorted and figured out by the age of 20. This is something where a lot of people go through, and you're probably going through this as well, where you feel that you need to know what degree to do, what university to go to, what A-levels to do, what job to get into so that your rest of your life is sorted. But let me tell you something here, and I want you to visualize this because I think this will help you to understand and open up your mind for why this is a lie, and I'll share my experience as well so you can relate and maybe understand and get some sort of, I wouldn't call it wisdom, but insight, let's put it that way. Life expectancy has risen because of modern technology, modern medicine. So now the age when we die has risen. You can now live up to 90, maybe even 100. But let's just take a conservative number. Let's say you live up to 80. For example, you live up to 80. And let's say that you have to, according to people, you have to figure your life out by the age of 20. So what you're trying to say is that for my first 20 years of my life, I need to figure out exactly what I need to do. So then the next 60 years, that's what I'm going to be doing. 60 years, by the way, yeah? 6 decades. You're saying to me that I have to figure everything out, even though I'm still a young adult, I don't know much about myself, and I need to still figure myself out, that I need to figure everything by 20. So then the next 60 years, I know what I'm going to be doing. What the heck, man? Like, can you visualize that in your mind? Try and visualize that. 60 years. You're trying to figure everything out in 20 years, packed. So then 60 years, you're going to be doing that. It doesn't work that way. This notion that we have to know exactly what field to go into, so then, the rest of our life, that's the field that we're going to be in, is a fallacy, is a lie. Because life doesn't work that way. There's going to be situations in your life, circumstances, events that's going to make you pivot, go in a different direction. You cannot predict that. That is the unknown. So for you to kind of think, and obviously because people around you are telling you, I guess, to think that this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life is wrong, man. It doesn't work that way. Unless this is exactly what you're going to do, and you have like literally there's nothing else, there's no doubt. But even then, those people still change. For example, if you're going to be a doctor, lawyer and all that stuff, I know there's a lot of doctors as well that have gone into the medicine route and left. They've studied for 6 years, did it, and then said, this is not for me. Your life you have to understand, right? What you are now at the age of 20, 21, 22 is different to what you're going to be at the age of 30. It's going to be different to what you're going to be at the age of 40. You change, you adapt. You're not going to be the same person. It's not going to be like that. Your mind will adapt. Your mind will change. You're going to get new information. You're going to experience life in a different way. There's going to be different things that's going to happen to you that's going to alter your perspective of life. Let me share my experience so you can get better insight into why I'm saying this, and it's not just words but things that I've gone through that could help you. For those of you who don't know, I did an engineering degree. From the engineering degree, I then worked in investment banking, so completely different to what an engineering degree would do. From the investment banking world, the corporate world, I then left that to go and teach maths. So now I run my own maths academy and I teach from year 7 to A-level maths. And then I also started a software company on the side, and I do a bit of investing on the side here and there. Now, if you were to ask me, Vidush, did you know this is what you were going to do when you were 16, 18? I would tell you 100% no. Absolutely not. For me, when I was in the 16, 17, 18 age, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was listening to what everyone else around me was saying, like parents and family, friends and all that, saying, oh, you should get a degree and do this. And because I did not know at that time what I wanted to do, I submitted and I said, okay, fine, let me go and do this engineering degree. Let me see where it gets me. But it was from a perspective of, I had no clue where I wanted to go, what I wanted to be in life. And you were put in this pressure, in this box that you have to figure everything out. Like the moment you choose your degree, that's it, that's your life. It doesn't work that way. And I'll tell you why. There's going to be things that's going to happen in your life. This is what I was saying, the unknown, things that's going to be unpredictable. That's going to change the course of where you're going to go in your life, the path that you're going to take in your life. But we're put in this box that you have to figure this out, but before 20. It's like, if you look at a lot of these high net worth individuals, okay, they were going like this. Their life was going like this. They were looking at opportunities around and seeing if those opportunities match what they have as a person, talent, what a skill, whatever it is that they have. They were able to see if they can match that. And if they do, they take that opportunity. They look at what they're good at, their strengths, and then see if they can monetize that. They were intrinsically looking at themselves. My life has been like this, and I'm still trying to figure out my life, where I'm going in life. I'm not saying to you that I know exactly what I want to be. No, these things that I'm doing are just stepping stones. They're not the end destination. I don't know what I want to be, but that's okay because I'm learning as I'm going along. But most people feel uncomfortable not knowing what they want to be. So they put themselves in a box. Okay, I'm going to be an engineer. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to start up a business or whatever it is, because they are fearful of the unknown. But the unknown is the best thing that you can have, because that is where you can literally experiment. You can experiment, try different things. Everything is going to be the unknown. Everything is going to come in a very unexpected way. And you have to learn to adapt to that. But to think that you are going to figure your life out by the age of 20 so that the next 60 years of your life, that's it, you're set, is an absolute lie. And you are going to go down a very, very depressed, sad, negative, bitter route. Because when you put yourself in that situation, in that box, where you say, this is what I'm going to do, and then you realize this is not what I want to do, and before you know it, you're 30, 35, and you've got responsibilities, family, mortgage, and everything, and you can't get out of it, you're going to be bitter. You're going to be bitter. There's a reason why old people are bitter and angry and negative. Do you know why? Because they look at the other people and they look at, wow, this person's doing what they want and I could not even do that. And they're bitter about it because they regret knowing that I could have done something. I could have done this instead of doing what I'm doing now. And I don't like what I'm doing now, and I'm bitter and I'm negative. That's why they're bitter. That's why they're negative. I don't know if you noticed that. Because if you like what you're doing and you enjoy it and it's giving you meaningful peace inside you and it gives you a purpose, your whole aura is not going to be a negative state. It's not going to be a negative kind of energy of you. It's not going to be like, oh, I just, you understand what I'm saying, right? It's not. And I want you to understand this as you're watching this, is that don't feel pressured or worried that because everyone else around you so-called know what they want to do, like they figured out their life, or this is what I'm going to do, that you also have to figure your life out. Because I've been there. I've done it. And it's not a nice feeling. It makes you feel like your life is a failure. You don't know what you want to do. You have no purpose in life. But the moment you take yourself out of that, out of those people, and look at yourself and see what is it that you want to do, what is it that you can try and build, and you go after that and you put the work and the consistency behind it, you're not going to think about them like that. You're going to be like, you do you, I'm doing me, I'm on my own path. And you'll feel fulfilled. You'll feel like, yeah, I'm enjoying my life. And you're also going to feel something that is very important that 99% of people feel when they're old, is you're not going to have any regrets. Because you're doing what you want to do, not because anyone else is saying what they want to do. You figured out what you want to do, great, fine. And also this figuring out what you want to do is also very vague. So let me explain that. You're not going to be able to figure out what you want to do. It takes time. You have to go and experiment different things. Don't feel the pressure that you need to figure everything out now. It doesn't work that way. I still have not figured out what I want to do. With these things that I'm doing at the moment, they're stepping stones. They're not like I said, they're not my end journey. These are just stepping stones to maybe doing something else. And that is okay. I'm adapting, I'm learning. At least I know that I'm not doing something that I don't like, which was back then in the corporate world. I've removed myself from there. And that to me is, in my head, freedom. I'm doing something. Of course, there's a lot of work, there's a lot of struggles, there's a lot of challenges, there's a lot of obstacles that I had to go through to get to, what I'm doing now. Of course, with everything, it goes without saying. But when I look at it, my life could have been very different if I stayed. Because I would have thought that, okay, this is what everyone else does, so I've got to do that. No. You see, when most people go right, I go left. When most people go up, I go down. When most people say yes, I say no. Because you have to think differently. You have to take yourself out and think differently. All these people around you that are saying you have to figure out your life by this age, etc. They're following what other people are saying. They're just copying what other people are saying, but they're not able to take a step back and think for themselves. Okay, what does that actually mean? Figuring out by the age of 20. Okay, so that means I have to, between 15 to 20, which is 5 years, because I do my GCSEs, A levels, university. I need to figure out in 5 years what I want to be in my life for the rest of the world. 60 years. How do you not see how stupid that sounds? So in that 5 years, because okay, before 15, you don't really know what you're going to do. So 15, you're doing your GCSEs, A levels, and then you have to pick your university. So by 20, you're at university. So that 5 year gap, you have to figure out straight away, okay, what are you going to do for the next 60 years? And 15 to 20, you still have not even experienced life in its raw form. You're a kid. You're still a child. You're a young adult. How do you expect, and I'm not trying to blame you, by the way, right? I'm just talking as a person here where it's like, how do you expect me to know what I want to do in 5 years when I'm only 15, 20 years old and I haven't even gone out in real life and experienced what life is about? How? And this is the problem. If you listen to what most people are saying and you're not able to take a step back and think for yourself and process the information, you are going to be like the rest of the world. You need to take a step back and think, process, understand, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling that I don't like doing this? Why connect with your emotions? Your emotions and your body is telling you something. But people don't listen to the emotions. They put the emotions away. They don't listen to, what their body and mind is telling them. They're not addressing it. Your body's telling you something. It's giving you a hint. You got to address it. That's what happened to me. When I was in the corporate world, I was getting these feelings of, oh my gosh, I don't want to wake up and go to the corporate world, like that stomach ache. When that stomach feeling that you don't look forward to going to somewhere. I was getting that every day, man. Every day. The Sunday was the worst. And then I was like, okay, I can't go on like this. This is too much. I had to address it. I had to address my emotions and I had to address my thoughts. Why I'm thinking like this? Why am I feeling like this? And then do something about it. Executing it. You've got to, I'm just trying to open your mind. That is all I'm doing. I'm not saying that what you're doing is right or wrong. I'm just trying to open your mind based on what I've gone through. And this notion of figuring out your life by this early age, like I said, and like I will say, is wrong. It's not right. It's not enough time and is a lie. No one is able to figure their life out. Even the wealthy of the wealthy are still figuring out their life. They're figuring out the next steps. That's what life is about. You are a student of a life. That is how I look at myself. I'm a student of life and I'm always going to be a student of life. I am never the master of life because life is far greater than me. Life can take me out like that whenever it wants to. I'm a nobody. I'm just a little speck in this whole spectrum of life, if you like. Particle. But the least I can do, or the least that you can do, is at least try and do something that works for you, man. Look at yourself and see what you're good at. See the different opportunities that surround you that you could think, oh, okay, let me try this opportunity. Let me see how it is. People are not willing to expand their mind. They're just okay just to sit in the box because that's what they've been told to do. And I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. Do you know why I'm a hypocrite? Because I'm teaching maths. But you see, actually, I'm not a hypocrite, and I'll tell you why. Because even when I do teach maths, I tell the students as well, I say, listen, maths is not everything. Maths is not everything. Maths is not going to sort out your life. This is just for you to get the grade so you can go to the next step. But there's so much more to life. I tell them, I'm very honest, I'm very real there. I don't tell them I don't say that, oh, maths is everything like some other people would do. I don't say that, man. I keep it real. I say the truth as it is. Don't feel pressured, man. Don't feel like, you have to, even this degree that you're doing or you're embarking on, this university degree, A-levels, whatever whichever stage you're in, don't think that's your end goal. Don't think that because I did this degree, I have to do a job that's related to that degree. No, it doesn't mean that. Look at me. Look at me. And now I'm doing YouTube videos as well. I mean, okay, again, I did not expect I was going to do YouTube videos. In a way, that's the beauty of life. Because if you were to ask your younger self, is this what you were going to end up doing? Absolutely no. I'm not this magician or this kind of, what do they call it, horoscope person that's able to tell, oh, this is what I'm going to do. No, I just take life as it comes and I look at the opportunities and I look at, okay, how I can process this and how I can deal with this and what I can do about it, and I just get on with it. That's it. And it's when you're able to do that, there's a lot of heavy burden from your shoulders that just goes down. It just you don't feel the pressure as much, because now you are on your own path. You're on your own path, you're on your own journey. You're not looking at what other people are doing. And it's difficult, man. I get it. I understand. Like when you're surrounded by people and they say, oh, I'm going to be a doctor. Oh, I'm going to go to the top universities. I'm going to get this. Man, shut your mouth, man. No one gives a shit, bro. You do that shit. Stop blabbing. Like, shut up. But I understand when you're in that kind of environment, it will bring you down, because then you'll look at yourself in the mirror and be like, what the heck am I doing? Everyone else is doing what they want. But trust me, those people that say this as well, they'll see. They will discover for themselves when life hits them. They will see. I guarantee you that they will see. They can talk all the big talk now. Life will bring them down. Trust me. They will have that realization. They might not even admit it as well, even if they had that realization. You don't worry about them. Worry about you. Don't worry about that. Oh, just because I'm doing this degree or because I'm doing this, that, this is my life. No. It's okay. Like, it's not the end of your life. Remember, you still have 60 years. Imagine what you can do in 60 years compared to 5 years that you were trying to figure out. 60 years. Wow, man. That's a lot of time on your hands. That's a lot of time to experiment, a lot of time to try different things, a lot of time to hone on a skill and just keep mastering it and become an expert at it. Time is on your side. Time is on your side, but don't waste that time worrying and feeling pressured, even though I understand it's not easy. But this is where I'm trying to open your mind. Open your mind and realize that even if you're embarking on these university, great, do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But also be open-minded to opportunities. Be open-minded that this might not be what I want to do, but I'm doing it right now because I don't know what I want to do, and I'm still going to experiment on the side. Try to have that mindset, because if you have that mindset, you'll get far in life, man. You're not narrow-minded on one thing. Like maybe how I was, I guess, at the beginning. Well, okay, this is what I need to do. But to be fair, actually, I was doing this because I was trying different things where most people would say, don't do it. And you could call me a rebel. I am a rebel. But maybe that's in my DNA, and that's fine, because at least it allowed me to do things that I wanted to do. Didn't really care what anyone else said. To be fair, I would fight if anyone says I can't do it. I'll show them, I'll prove them wrong. That's also a good thing as well, to be fair. There's nothing to be ashamed of about that, because it's a different type of motivation there. Yeah, man. I had this in my mind and I wanted to share this, but I just hope that you can take a lot of value from this and realize that what you're going through, I've gone through it, and it's not the end of the world. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And when you're able to look at things as opportunities, different steps in your life, different, as you're climbing the ladder, it's just a different floor that you're going. Your life is going to be a lot less pressure. You're going to feel more fulfilled. You're going to be more at peace within yourself. You don't feel like you need to rush things because you need to get that job that pays this amount of salary so that you can be on the same level as your friends or other people. You don't need that, man. You don't need that. Money, people think money buys happiness. It doesn't. After a certain level, when you're able to pay your bills and you're able to live your life from the money that you're earning, after that, it doesn't. Because the next thing that's going to happen is you will want 3 times more. You would want 10 times more. It's something called the hedonic treadmill. Search it up if you want. If you're able to pay your living costs without any problem, you'll be good. Like everything else is just extra. Don't chase that. Chase what makes you feel good inside. That doesn't mean you do YOLO and do stupid things. Of course not. Have a purpose. Find something that you can see as an opportunity and then do something about it. Become an expert at it. If it's some strengths that you have and you can monetize it, do it. Do that on the side. Build it up. Build it up as you're doing all these other things, these studies, these exams, these universities as job. Because that is what's going to get you out of that box. That's what's going to get you out of this feeling that you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck here and I'm going to be stuck like this for the rest of my life. That is what's going to get you out. And if you don't have something like that, you are going to end up becoming a bitter, negative person. Someone who's depressed, someone who people don't want to be around, because your life, it's no life, is it? So I hope you've taken value from this video and you're able to now see things in a different aspect for your own life. If you have, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because I'll be coming up with more videos like this to help you in your everyday life. Everything starts from zero. When are you going to start? Peace.